disturbing the peace himself, Ludacris.
I'm too fast for y'all, man. Drop. Too fast. Drop. Too furious. Oh, I'm too fast for y'all. Oh, you just came home from doing a bid. Tell me what you gon' do. Act a fool.
Your fans haven't heard from you for like a year. What have you been up to?
Oh, they heard from me. They've definitely heard from me, man. I've been up to a lot of things. You know, working on this movie, Too Fast, Too Furious, that's coming out. Working on the soundtrack. They know about Chicken and Beer, the third album coming out soon. They've heard me on the Missy. You know, got some folks tracking on the video. Nas remix. Disturbing the Peace album dropped. You know, Golden Grain.
What are some of the artists that we can expect to hear from in the future from Disturbing the Peace?
Well, definitely, I must say, we have this new artist named Chingy from St. Louis who has a single on radio right now called Right Third, so you need to support that. He's coming out on Priority Records basically this summer. Also, Shauna, everybody knows about the female artist Shauna. She's from Chicago. She's also coming out real soon. It's called Worth the Wait. Then you got I-20 with Priority, Lil Fate with Def Jam South. My man Titty Boy. It's a roster, man. Yeah, you know, we got a lot of things coming, so you can expect to hear from everybody individually and for everybody as a solo, as a group project again real soon.
Now, a lot of people don't know about this, but the Pepsi Controversy, how do you feel about that?
Well, it was about a year ago. How do I feel about it? To make a long story short, I feel like Pepsi, the corporation, doesn't value the black dollar. That's how I feel. Bill O'Reilly is a hypocrite, and he's a racist. He doesn't like hip-hop music at all, and this whole Pepsi thing, it was a lot bigger than me as an individual. You know, that's why I had to go and recruit folks like my man Russell Simmons. I felt like they used me as an example. You know, I think they were attacking hip-hop as a whole. So basically, it was up to us to fight back, man, and I think people have done that. You know, with writing their letters, I appreciate everybody doing that. You know, all the fans that have went out and bought my albums, that's 6 million records. You got 6 million people there. Most of those people I know drink soda. So they make their own decisions on what they want to do and supporting or not supporting this company, and that's what it's all about. Especially like when they put the Osbournes on there, you know, that almost was a way of them saying, I'm worse than the Osbournes. Now, who's to say that? I don't know. People need to learn about businesses more. You know, in the future, we can't let things like this happen. Like, who up at that corporation made the decision to, to do that? That's the crazy part. So if anything, I just want children out there, people to really learn about businesses and how they're run, because they're not being run right now. You know what I mean? And it was a big learning experience for myself. I wouldn't have changed anything.
Speaking of hip-hop in the industry, a lot of people don't know the pros and the cons of being a celebrity. What are some of the negative side effects, and how do you deal with it?
My number one thing, I always say, not being able to go a lot of places in public just by yourself without getting mobbed or without people, asking you for autographs, or if you're eating at a dinner table and people are kind of like, bothering you, which some people don't know any better, but I would hope that a lot of people would. That's one of the side effects, man. How do I deal with it? I try to deal with it the best I can. I'm a real nice person. You know what I mean? I don't like hurting anybody's feelings, but when it comes to certain things, like if I'm eating, I'm a human being too. It's like I gotta eat my food. Besides that, I have a different schedule when it comes to, say, if I go to the mall, I might go around 8:30 when it's gonna close at 9 o'clock and hit the side entrance instead of going through the food court entrance or something like that. Besides that, you have to deal with a lot of fakeness in the music industry, and I hate that. And when I say fakeness, I mean dealing with a lot of people that are just there for you or just trying to be, they're real fake in the sense of they're just trying to keep their job. They'll do whatever it takes to, to make you feel happy just because they don't want to lose their job, and that's crazy.
You as an individual, what makes Ludacris happy?
What makes me happy, man?
What do you do in your spare time?
Making money makes me happy as hell. Let me just say that. Because I can do a lot of things that I want to damn do. Doing things for like my mother. Being able to give back to my family. That's what makes me happy for real. And just doing music, being in the studio recording music, getting feedback from fans coming up to me on the street telling me they like a certain verse or they love a song or that I made a difference in their lives. That's really what makes me happy.
The perfect day for you. Ludacris Day. Like if it was a national holiday, Ludacris Day, what would you do on that day? From the time you punch the clock to the time you lay your head on the pillow, how would you spend that 24 hours of your life?
Man, I would spend that 24 days of my life giving back to the community for real. And that's not just a political answer, that's true. I'll tell you what really touches my heart. And I have like something called the Ludacris Foundation, which help kids help themselves. And basically, if I had the perfect day, it would be a day where, like, you know how there's rehabilitative centers for kids, and you know kids are in hospitals and can't really move around, and just kids that have a lot of not necessarily just physical and mental problems. If I could just have one day where I could touch each one of their hearts, like as many as possible, that would be the greatest day in the world, man. I would feel great, for real. The foundation has been around for like a year and a half. And of course, people don't know much about it because a lot of the press only, you know, they only concentrate on the negative things about hip-hop and not so much the positive things. I've had the Ludacris Foundation since the whole Pepsi thing, and that's something that they wouldn't make light of, or Bill O'Reilly, you know, just because of the type of people that they are. So there you have it. Basically, we take on a lot of different projects, you know, the regular, like Thanksgiving and Christmas, helping kids, you know, sponsoring different families, unfortunate people, doing things like we went to Miami, outside of Atlanta. We went to Miami and we did a homeless drive. Basically, I was feeding the homeless on my own, sponsoring boys and girls clubs, getting uniforms, you know, having motivational speeches, teaching kids to, you know, do certain things, and letting them know for myself, man. It's just important being in their faces. They see me on television a lot, but you know, it's even more important for me to go see people face to face, and that's real.
What is your opinion on everything that's going on in Iraq right now with the country? Everything that America's going through with Iraq and any other country in the world. How do you feel about that?
To be real, you know, I definitely don't think war was the answer, you know. But of course, it takes people coming together for that not to happen. So, you know, people that's out there rallying, people that's out there making a difference and, you know, getting in the streets, I think that's important just to show how much a lot of people oppose it. So, you know, I'm opposed to it, man. I mean, I understand we have to do what we have to do, but, you know, there are a lot of things the government doesn't tell us that we don't know about. And it just, you know, they try and make it up to make it seem like we have to do certain things. And you just got to read between the lines a lot of the time. If I had to gather my own information, I would say we wouldn't even have to be going to war right now.